What's up, guys? Got another Element Cup video for you today. I want to get these out quick and fast because Element Cup's only here for 2 weeks. This video also shorter because the games are much shorter. So let's get right into it. Take a look at some Element Cup gameplay. First of all, huge shout out to my Patreon supporters. Could not be doing this without you guys, and that's a real fact right there. So this team we have today, double Psychic team. Is it ABB? No, we have a balanced team today. Because they're Psychic, there's Water, Fire, and Grass are the only types allowed in this cup. There's no really dark types besides Carvana, so there's nothing to bait out. Really, the goal here is to lose lead softly against the Vulpix. Actually, watch this first game. Exeggcute beats a whole team by itself here with the boost. It's pretty incredible. Ancient Power boost is ridiculous. It honestly shouldn't be this good. But so the goal is to go down with Vulpix lightly. Slowpoke or Exeggcute come in, farm down, get a huge energy lead. Hopefully you got shield advantage with Vulpix, and just go from there. Notice the moves. We have quick attack on Vulpix. That's what allows you to lose lead softly to pretty much everything. There's not a lot that beats Vulpix with quick attack very badly. Slowpoke's only single moved. I just was trying to save some dust. This is actually a pretty cheap team to build. And Exeggcute running the standard move set. If you're swimming in Stardust, put that second move on Slowpoke. Put Psychic on there, I would say. The back two aren't Shadow, just because you do need the bulk in this cup, I feel like. And then the other thing to cover here that I think you guys might ask, Vulpix Shadow. I think Shadow's preferred, but it's not necessary either. So let's take a look at how this Kanto Cup, little cup team does an Element Cup. That's triple cup right here. So in this case, they have a Seal switch in. Seal's actually a bit tricky for the back line. Ice Shard is not too bad because you can switch in Slowpoke. I should have done that earlier. If they're running Lick, you have some real problems. You kind of have to stay in with Vulpix for a little bit. But in this case, Slowpoke can take the rest. Look how much energy I've built up. Sewaddle comes back in. Sewaddle is absolutely terrifying in the back. You don't want to have this thing on the Exeggcute. It just eats it alive. So Sewaddle and what do you call it? I would say Sewaddle and Cottonee are probably the two biggest problems in the back. If you're seeing a lot of those, you might have some issues. So the day I ran this, I actually had a really successful day. The next day, the meta shifted a little bit, and it's a bit tougher, so I don't want to promise to you guys that this team is going to be lights out. It is relatively cheap. If the meta shifts back away from Cottonee, because someone makes a Cottonee video and people start to counter it, like perhaps maybe my next video, then this team should be solid. And all these Pokemon, I believe, are pretty decent in Little Cup. Sorry, look at those bug bites. Exeggcute just goes straight down at this point. So we're going to end up tying. I kind of forgot how much damage bug type moves do to Exeggcute, so. Sorry, had to explain a little bit more. Now we'll get into the gameplay. Alright, Ducklett lead. This is one of the leads I actually switch out of. It's not that bad for Vulpix, but I switch into Exeggcute to try and force them to switch out. And it's because Ducklett sometimes comes with this Cottonee in the back that you kind of want to get out of the way. So we're going to get that Cottonee there. It's not going to shield anything because Cottonee is an absolute monster. And then we're going to have to farm it down with Vulpix. So it's just going to be Seed Bomb, which Vulpix can handle like a champ. Take it down with a couple quick attacks. And this energy lead is pretty big against Ducklett here. These body slams really hurt. They really hurt. And Slowpoke can just come in and hopefully, yeah, like they have a Vulpix here in the back too. Obviously, conversely, the body slams will really hurt my Slowbro as well. I'm actually going to let one through because I see this as a potential farm down opportunity for my Vulpix. And if I save a shield, it should be fine against Ducklett, as long as I'm getting shields back. In this case, do I spend a shield? Yeah, I do. Because Pokemon are a bit too squishy. You don't want to get too low. I just want to be able to take down this Vulpix and then get another Psyshock off on this Ducklett, which will allow me to, I guess, burn that last shield, switch into my Vulpix, and just get to a Body Slam and end this game. And that Ducklett's at a Bubble Beam, but like I said, I have a shield. Doesn't matter. There's no point for them to throw it. So we're going to take that one too. And that was a Ducklett lead into Vulpix, right? We're able to wiggle out of that. Yeah. I don't know. As long as there's not too many Seals or Cottonees, it's fine. Cottonee in the lead, not too bad, but it is still kind of tough. Because if they switch alignment around, then you're in some trouble. Like they switch into the Slowpoke right away. Cottonee Slowpoke course, very strong. You can just go right into Exeggcute. You don't have to shield the Psyshock. Thing is, they might try and wiggle out of switch advantage here with shields, but if they do that, they have to spend 2 shields. So we'll see what happens. I'll throw the first Seed Bomb. Connects, and yeah, It's a Cottonee player, right? They're trying to save 2 shields for Cottonee. And this is how it always works. Which is kind of frustrating. I only throw 1 move, which is probably the incorrect play. I probably should have went to the Ancient Power, but we're going to get that Seed Bomb. No, I would have fainted, actually. Good play by me, past me. So they're going to switch into Ducklett, and I want to soften this Ducklett up a little bit because I want to have some farm down potential with this Slowpoke as well onto the Cottonee. So we'll shield whatever it is because this Cottonee is going to get to 1 move only anyways. We'll see what this Ducklett actually gets to. Bubble Beam, yeah, nothing important. And we'll be able to Confusion it just right out of existence there. Cottonee comes back in, and we're going to just throw this Psyshock, big Psyshock. And Cottonee, grab 1 shield. We're going to be able to probably not grab another shield, but get it low enough that Vulpix hopefully will be able to quick attack this thing down. Ember would have been nice here. Ember would have been very nice. But I think what Ember does is it helps you win the games that you've already kind of won. Whereas Quick Attack allows you to have a chance in those games where you never had a chance in. I don't know if I put that in a good way. Anyways, Vulpix lead. Here's another reason we run Quick Attack. We have an Ember Vulpix. Not only do you deal more damage with your move, but you get to the move faster. So you're going to win this mirror every time, unless there's some sort of lag. They decide to let that through. I'm going to let it through conversely, right? The goal here is to get a shield advantage or switch advantage. And here we get switch advantage. So we line up Exeggcute versus Slowpoke. No shield the Psyshock. We'll see if they shield the Seed Bomb. The thing is we're going to get to 2 regardless. We have almost a move on Vulpix. So we're going to throw the Seed Bomb, see if they shield. And then because they double shielded, now my Vulpix is 1 away. So we're going to, this is some mechanics here. We're going to throw 1 Quick Attack, and we're going to Body Slam right away. Waste all this Slowpoke's energy. No, we're not. Okay, I lied to you. That's a play I probably would have made, but they didn't feel so good about it. They throw a move here. I think I'll make that play now. Yes. No. Farm down. Really hope it's... Yeah, I guess I won't need to use my Vulpix at all here. But yeah, I could have gone into the Vulpix and just used my my move there. That would have been the only time I would have been able to get it off. But either way, Slowpoke, not too bad into Chinchou. It's pretty bad, but if you have the energy advantage, Slowpoke flips a lot of things. That's a 4-win set and 0 losses. Remember, we had that tie. So 4-0-1, huge rating gains. I believe over 50 points from that one. Let's take a look. I think this is a negative set, but what I wanted to look at is how to adjust to the same team over and over. So we have a Slowpoke lead, and Slowpoke lead, now I know, after playing this game, generally comes with a Cottonee in the back, right? Slowpoke Cottonee is that really tough core. Generally, you're staying in and trying to get that energy advantage. So I get the shield, go down, and we're going to come in with Exeggcute. Exeggcute wins CMP, so I'm comfortable throwing the Seed Bomb right now to take out the Slowpoke before it can get a move off. But fortunately, we have Exeggcute in the back. I believe they might be saving their... Is this a Cottonee game? I think it is. So we'll throw the Seed Bomb. Probably should have thrown the Ancient Power. But I wasn't sure I was going to get a move off, and the goal isn't to get my Exeggcute there. And in comes the Cottonee. So now that I know there's a Cottonee in the back with a lot of these teams, Slowpoke can't get to 2 Psyshocks versus Cottonee without a little bit of a farm advantage. Then my Exeggcute obviously doesn't have enough HP, so I'm going to go down with 2 shields. So the Cottonee in the back thing, like that loss kind of triggered me a little bit, or triggered something inside me. So I see the Slowpoke lead again. Let's try and play this a little bit better. This is a pretty hard counter team though, right? Cottonee in the back is really tough, and Slowpoke in the lead is not easy for Vulpix either. So we're same thing's happening. This is deja vu right here. Actually, I just put the same clip here twice for you guys. So we're gonna try and play this a little bit differently. Well, they played it a little bit differently too. We already have 2 shields, which is great. But the problem here is they're gonna go into their Exeggcute, and at this point, same team, right? It's gonna be a Cottonee in the back. I have to set my Slowpoke up for a farm on this Exeggcute if I'm gonna have any chance at winning. And I should be shielding moves, even if they're not very strong, because last time I lost with 2 shields, right? So I actually don't farm with the Slowpoke. That's what I should have done. That's what I would have learned for game 3. But unfortunately, this Cottonee is going to come in, and same thing's going to happen. So what I really needed to do was hard swap from my Exeggcute into my Slowpoke to finish off their Exeggcute and farm it down with a shield. And that would have given me enough for some Psyshocks. In this case, I am going to shield. They do switch out of that matchup. Throw my Psyshock because I need to get rid of this Slowpoke. But the problem is, now this Cottonee might be able to beat my Exeggcute to a move, or it's able to take it down. And that's exactly what happens. So, much closer this time, though. We don't have shields, but much closer. And that's kind of how you adjust from matchup to matchup. What is it? If you do the same thing over and over and expect different results, that's the definition of madness, I believe. So, always try to improve your gameplay when you're seeing these teams, especially in a limited meta like Element. There's only so many different teams, right? So, just to try and improve your gameplay. This Ducklett did not really go up to Braybird, so gonna no shield there. Throw the Psyshock, and just grab shield advantage. Figure it's not too bad to let my Slowpoke go down here and grab farm on another Pokemon. In this case, I think I'm going to go back in with my Vulpix and just get an absolute ton of farm. I guess I decided to save a shield. Throw the Body Slam. Goodbye, Duck. Yeah, no Ducklett on this team too. That's a big 5 point. You're tired of Ducklett? Well, this is a team. In comes Chinchou. And guess what? This matchup is not too bad for Vulpix. And you'll see there's going to be some Chinchou leads, I think, in the later games. Doesn't go too bad, but we're going to swap into Exeggcute anyways. Their shields are down. I'm not going to shield anything from this Chinchou on my Exeggcute. We get to the Seed Bomb. So this big Seed Bomb. We still have 2 shields. So really, yeah. Nothing this Bulbasaur can do. And that's why I let Slowpoke go down, right? Because Vulpix and Exeggcute both very good against Bulbasaur. So Slowpoke's actually not too bad against Bulbasaur either. But once you sacrificed the Slowpoke to the Ducklett God, there is no Pokemon remaining that this Bulbasaur can really beat. Now we have a mirror Vulpix versus Vulpix, and they switch to try and catch. That's fine. They caught Body Slam on Slowpoke, which is kind of or a Wooper, which is exactly what I wanted. This allows me to not have to throw a move and not shield anything on my Exeggcute. So this team is all about executing. Yeah, that pun was not on purpose and bad, but executing farm downs. And this is the perfect scenario. Now, Exeggcute can't even get farmed down that much, and I do have a move already to throw at this Vulpix. And I'm sure this Vulpix would have loved my Exeggcute to have a little bit more HP and get it quite a bit more farm. But they let their Vulpix get very low. I'm going to come in with probably Slowpoke here, I think. Oh no, Vulpix. Figure I wanted some extra energy. The energy obviously is a little bit better on Vulpix than it is on Slowpoke. Come back in with the... We're going to let them try and throw a move first, because the licks are going to deal quite a bit. It's an Aqua Tail, so I really don't mind throwing the Body Slam here. It's really going to hurt. And if they don't shoot, yeah, that's going to be the highest damage charge move that I'm going to be able to throw at this Seal. So being able to get that off is kind of a big deal. Seal gets another move. Don't really need to shield it. Slowpoke does not fear any ice or water attacks, and that's going to be another easy W. I feel like I've talked about 10 games already, and it's been like only 10 minutes. I'll have Element Cup for that reason. All right, Ducklett. So we go into Exeggcute. I know the game plan is to stay in, but for some reason this has been working for me, so that's what I do that's what I do now. We're gonna switch into their own Exeggcute, and after weakening it a bit with Ducklett, but this just means that my Exeggcute has a pretty big energy lead, and I'm gonna get to 2 moves almost as they do. Fortunately, I'm not gonna be able to quite get there, but since they did throw right away, this is an easy choice for me to come in and farm with my Vulpix. So Ducklett already had a move. That's fine. We're going to no shield, because we can tank a Bubble Beam. And we're going to throw this Body Slam. Unfortunately, they got a couple free wing attacks through there. But it is what it is. But I get the shield. This is what Slowpoke wants. That was pretty fast. Do I believe that that could be a Brave Bird? No, I don't believe at all that that could be a Brave Bird. So I do think that perhaps they're just trying to do damage to me at all, because this Chinchou is coming in and just Bubble Beaming me anyways. So this is what happens when you save 2 shields in Little Cup, and your the opponent is either running Cottonee or just Bubble Beam spam. Probably going to end up losing. So once again, I have to shield the Bubble Beam. And we don't lag out. We get that Psyshock off. Deal some good damage. Swap into that Vulpix. We're going to take out the Chinchou. They kind of forced me to do this. And Ducklett's going to get a little bit of farm. And going to be able to reach that Bubble Beam. The game deciding Bubble Beam. I don't think this player landed a charge move on me besides Bubble Beams. Entire game. That's very frustrating. That was very frustrating. But it is what it is. That's a 2 out of 5. Well, the first 2 games were the same team. Extremely hard counters. Just wanted to show that. Obviously, every team loses. This next game, we have a Chinchou lead. So let's see how this plays out. There's a couple different ways to play this. Well, this player didn't throw right away. But what I've been trying to do since this has been going for the extra move. So this player waited. You tank the Bubble Beam. You don't shield anything from this Chinchou. I get to this quick attack. They should technically outpace you to Bubble Beams. Or sorry, it's the same pace. But the problem is Chinchou. My Vulpix IVs are pretty good. A lot of people are running trash IV Chinchous, so they beat me in CMP. And look at this scenario. I've got a 2 shield lead out of this Vulpix versus Chinchou lead. That's pretty good. We're gonna shield up because we have 2, and they're likely not gonna bait there. They're gonna come in with Chikorita. Just feel bad throwing Ancient Powers at things, but might as well fish for this boost. Not gonna get it. Actually, I think during this time, I had more opposing Exeggcutes boost on me than my Exeggcute boosting, which was quite sad. But I'm not gonna complain about not getting boost because I honestly feel like they're kind of unfair at 10%. Anyways, take down the Chikorita. We know they still have that Chinchou in the back that's really low HP. And we're gonna switch into Slowpoke and see whatever they have in the bag. Yeah, it's a Vulpix. So this game is over. They know it. They're not throwing their move. They're just, I guess, planning their funeral at this point. Not funeral. Pokemon don't die. They faint. Planning their hospital visit. Yeah. So that's how the Chinchou lead can go. Here's, oh wait, no, there's another Chinchou lead maybe. I don't know if it's in this set of clips that doesn't go exactly as well. So Exeggcute lead, this is like the only time I've used Weather Ball Fire. If you really want to single move your Vulpix, just use Body Slam. This is maybe the only matchup, and I'm pretty sure they shield anyways, so you just can throw Body Slams. I feel like I didn't land a single Weather Ball Fire this whole time. In like 2 days of playing this team. Yeah, they shield, so could have just been a Body Slam. Might as well have been a Body Slam. But either way, we got what we wanted out of that lead matchup, right? We have shield advantage. We're going to get a pretty good farm with this Exeggcute as long as they don't boost, which they didn't this time. They're going to get another move off. Do I survive this? I think so. But obviously not in the best position anymore. They're going to switch into Slowpoke and then immediately switch when I switch into Vulpix. So this is a pretty dream scenario here. I'm not going to shield. I have to save my shield for Exeggcute because my Exeggcute has a Seed Bomb already. It's going to take out the Slowpoke. But if the Slowpoke was able to farm enough and somehow I lag, I mean, that doesn't happen in this game, but in some games it lags. Then I might lose CMP. In this case, I'm protected from losing CMP because Exeggcute should beat Slowpoke every time. And my Exeggcute doesn't have very good PvP IVs anyway, so it's probably going to win. That's a 98 Exeggcute. This would have been king back in the day in the first days of Pokemon Go. Exeggcute was one of the best Exeggutor was one of the best gym defenders. Anyways, we have another Chinchou lead, so let's see how this one plays out. So I throw right away, and so do they. And this is where I learned this is not the way you play this matchup, because this Chinchou beat me in CMP. And I thought it was a bug. Like, there's no way that Chinchou beats Vulpix in CMP. Vulpix is so squishy. So I tried it again. And that's madness. Doing the same thing twice and expecting different results. So unfortunately the farm isn't very big here either. I only get one attack with my Exeggcute. And there's a Chinchou in the back. This is literally worst case scenario game. Honestly, I could have just saved a ton of time and top lefted because this Cottonee with 2 shields can take out my whole team. Okay, there we go. There, I top left. So there's no point staying in that one. Yeah, Cottonee is honestly insane in this meta. Alright, we have another Vulpix lead. It is a non-shadow, but a mirror. So I go for the sneak in because I'm upset that I CMP tied that, or lost CMP to that Chinchou. So now I have the advantage. So I'm going to go for the fast move to now. We're going to get it this time. And then we're going to try and force this next shield here too. Go up 2 shields to none. Or 1 shield to 0. And that's perfect for me. I'm fine with that. I'm not going to come in with Slowpoke, because you don't want to take a Weather Ball Fire. I thought about, if it was Shadow, I might have shielded this, but it's not. So there might be something like a Grass type in the back that has a hard hitting charge move for Slowpoke, and no, it's just Seal. So probably should have ended up shielding that. Luckily, the Seal is shields down, but I get a bit greedy and try and stay in, and I don't make it to the next move. I should have probably switched to Exeggcute right away, but it is what it is. And in comes Chinchou, so I actually still do have a chance. This is the thing with this team. If they have a counter to one of these confusion users, they usually bring it in right away. And I'm really glad that they brought it in this order, so my Exeggcute could deal with this Chinchou. But for your opponents, it is a bit of a crapshoot, right? Like, why wouldn't you bring Seal in against Slowpoke? Lick Seal. It's a good counter. But it is what it is. I think if they went in with Chinchou instead, they're probably expecting a Ducklett in the back. Actually, yeah, Vulpix, Slowpoke, Ducklett's a pretty common team, so this is kind of subverting some expectations here. People expecting Ducklett, getting Exeggcute. Bulbasaur lead, same thing as before, right? We're going to insta-switch into Slowpoke pretty much regardless of what it is. Because now, everything beats Bulbasaur. This Bulbasaur has nowhere to go. So, regardless of what this Ducklett does, and you know what, at this point, it's like guaranteed to be a Brave Bird. But I don't shield. Right? Because there's no way they're going to bait at, like, 2% HP. But I'm not going to shield. Because this Bulbasaur has nowhere to go. I don't need switch advantage. Right? We're just going to see what it is. It would have been nice to have switch advantage, actually. But at this point, it doesn't matter. Because Chinchou is so bad against Exeggcute that I can just have Chinchou go in and beat both Exeggcute and Bulbasaur. And they'll probably switch anyways. Panic switch. The Bulbasaur. Nope. They'll go for probably the Bubble Beam first. I'm actually not going to shield here, which was maybe a mistake. I know I can tank one of those moves, but I did not realize how much damage Exeggcute does to Bulbasaur. This was the first time I actually had lined it up with Bulbasaur. I didn't need to save 2 shields for that. There was no reason. I should have definitely shielded the Thunderbolt. But yeah, we'll throw 2 Seed Bombs. Game is a bit closer than it needed to be, but it is what it is. Gonna be able to take down that Chinchou as well. I think that's it. I think that's the last game of the set. I believe that was another 4 set as well. So a lot of wins despite that lost set in the middle, climbing a decent amount of rating as well. But yeah, so this is the team. I don't want to promise this team is going to work so well. Element Cup meta has been shifting very rapidly. Even my last team, I'm not sure. I've had some mixed comments about it, obviously. But it is what it is. Here's my take at a balanced team. I do feel like balanced teams have a lot of play in this cup too, because energy and shield advantage is so important with these charge moves. Even resisted dealing half of a Pokemon's HP. The games are just so fast paced. So either playing a balance like that, or maybe playing ABB with high damage fast moves is also a play. Yeah, that's the video. Nice and short and sweet. Leave my details in the description. And as always, thanks for watching.